Alright, what is up everybody? This is Zacharias. We are back with more of Avadon 2 The Corruption. So let's continue on here. You approach the pylon and take a look at the runes covering it. They are obscure, complex, and carry no meaning to you. Fortunately, Yannick is there to help. He walks up and gently pushes you aside and inspects the runes. He touches 3 of them, seemingly at random, while humming. Nothing happens. He tries again. Nothing happens. I hope someone at Avadon is paying attention. They must alter one of their own portals to... And then, at last, portal comes to life. It starts to glow. Little wisps of light rise from it. You hear a deep hum. Yannick drags you back from the pylon. Someone is coming through. You should not be standing where they appear, or you may find important parts of your body no longer exist. 2 things happen simultaneously. First, you hear a commotion to the east. Deep shouting combined with something huge crashing through the underbrush. Rebel reinforcements are arriving, trapping you in the grove. And then 2 people appear by the pylon. Hands of Avadon, one a young man of the Wild Realm, a shaman with an odd scar on his cheek, the other a shadow walker. The shaman turns to the shadow walker. Yoshiria, anything of note? Yoshiria replies, only those who come, loudly. She moves to inspect the clearing as the shaman waits for you to approach. The shaman turns back to you, unconcerned by whoever is approaching. Kalita, Yannick, good meeting. I am pleased that you are well, and you introduce yourself. Greetings, Malik. I am Dedrick, shaman and a hand of Avadon. From this close, you can see the scar on his cheek clearly. It's an odd symbol, unfamiliar to you. I think we're about to be attacked. Yes, it is impossible to miss the sound of the approach. I think we will wait a minute. Redbeard will want to know who has been lurking around his pylons. Is the pylon working now? Oh yes, we can return to Avadon soon. First, though, we will see who is coming. He takes a deep breath, and I would breathe the air of my homeland. Ah, the Wild Realm. It has been too long. This isn't really part of the Wild Realm, is it? Kalita looks away. Dedrick smiles. I misspoke slightly. I meant only that these are the sort of woods in which I grew up. A wise hand at Avadon tries to avoid giving an opinion on the true ownership of these lands. Why have you been away? I am not welcome in my home. That is why I joined Avadon. A common reason, you will find. Avadon will take us when all others have rejected us. When we are in Avadon, feel free to come see me. I am not shy about telling the tale. You will eventually be able to bring Dedrick into your group. Shamans can summon pets to fight for you, heal and bless their allies, and assault their enemies with a variety of damage spells. There are 5 of them, 4 ogres, and behind them, Goras the Hunter. They charge into the clearing, winded by their mad run here. They barely even take the time to look at you before Goras roars. Drop blades, little humans. You trapped. You ours now. Surrender. You think you can beat Hands of Avadon? Goras laughs. Little thing, I can kill. Wait, did you say Avadon? He looks back at the path he came down. Avadon. Avadon is here. He starts to experience an unfamiliar emotion. Worry. That's right, Avadon, and you're going to pay for your crimes. It is but a boast, but the Titan believes it. That is the power the name of Avadon still holds. The Titan steps back. His 4 ogres look around, confused. Die, Titan! The hands move to join you. The ogres step forward to stop your progress, blocking your way. They think that Goras is going to help them. When they look back and see that the Titan slipped away, they are not pleased. And then the hands reach them. Alright, I don't like Yannick's placement right there since he's a sorcerer, so we'll step forward a little bit, we'll step in front of him. We'll move him back. ogres are gone. Gorath fled. Once again, the clearing is secured. Dedrick hangs the staff from a leather strap over his shoulder. I think the path is clear, Malik. Touch the pylon and return. There is much that Redbeard needs to hear. I hope to see you again on the other side. Dedrick walks to the pylon. Yoshiria does too. However, when she gets there, she stops and turns. She wants to talk to you. When you get close to the pylon, Yoshiria nods to you. You nod back. She eventually breaks the awkward silence that follows. Proper introduction. I am pleased to meet you, Malik. I am Yoshiria. You are a hand? Yes. Thank you for your help. She nods. Are we going back to Avadon? Yes, but first, I wanted to see you. See me? It's last moment for you. Last moment. Tell you to enjoy it. Take breath. Feel breeze. The last moment before what? You go to Avadon now. When gates of Avadon falls upon you, all changes. It's last moment of your old life. Wish someone had told me to enjoy mine. Now I tell you. You don't like being a hand? Avadon is, my thoughts do not matter. The world moves on. How'd you become a hand? I was chosen. Life had its way with me and I was taken. More than that, perhaps we can talk later, in Avadon. You stand silently with Yoshiria, enjoying the day. The breeze, the fresh, cool air. Kalita fidgets nervously, but Yannick seems to enjoy it. Yoshiria nods. I wish you good fortune, Malik. I hope Redbeard is merciful. And before you can ask what she means, she turns and touches the pylon. And she is gone. All that remains is for you to follow. You will eventually... Oh, dang it, I forgot to read all that. But basically that was telling us about Shadow Walkers anyway. You approach the ruined pylon. It senses that you are allowed to enter Avadon. The glowing stone sends out a wave of restoring energy, erasing your fatigue in an instant. Return to this pylon to rest. You can also touch it to be instantly returned to Avadon. You touch the pylon. In an instant, you are surrounded by a cloud of energy. In one vertiginous moment, you pulls you many miles to Avadon. Okay, so give me a moment to pause here. And one thing I forgot to do is pull up my levels up document I made for myself. You won't be seeing it on screen, but I will be able to look at it anyway. Just so I know what levels up and what I can train in, basically. You stumble away from the portal, disoriented by taking a journey of hundreds of miles in an instant. You find yourself in one of the towers of Avadon. The portal to the contested lands is behind you. The hands who helped you to get here have already walked off, eager to make their reports. You are left alone with two guards. One of them says, Hart Protus is waiting for you, down the hall to the west and on the left. After everything you heard about the destruction of Avadon, you find that the building is incredibly huge and lovely. Only a few of the walls are still cracked. The bloodstains have been mostly mopped up, and the charred smell is faint in the air. There is a large office on the south end of the barracks. There is a middle-aged man in well-tailored clothes sitting at the desk. The symbol of Avadon has been embroidered on his shoulders in gold thread. He says, I am Hart Protus. Redbeard has given me the honor of administering things on the main floor, while he does the things he does above. You are Malik. Yes, you have disturbing news to report from the contested lands. Come and speak with me. Then we can decide what to do with you. Hart Protus is sitting at a desk loaded with scrolls, reports, and maps. The unsteady pile testifying to his importance here. He doesn't rise when you approach. He leans back in his chair and steeples his fingers under his chin. I am ready for your report, Malik. I am the one who receives and evaluates important reports from the field. Redbeard has given me the honor of declaring me a heart. There is a long pause while he watches you, waiting for you to ask what a heart is. Heart? How interesting. What is that? Protus is pleased that you asked. The servants of Avadon are hands, eyes, and hearts. Eyes gather information. Hands carry out Redbeard's will. And hearts are those he has chosen to be his trusted advisors. But I don't want to brag. I am but a humble servant of Avadon. Now I am ready. Ready. He reaches for a pen and a scrap of paper with a blank area in the corner. For your report. Contested lands. Yes, what is happening there? You are definitely important enough to hear what I have to say. Your flattery pleases Hart Protus. You tell him your tale. He takes notes in the corner of a scrap of paper. As you progress, he realizes that this is important enough to merit a fresh scroll. By the time you are done, he looks genuinely alarmed. This is an unpleasant rarity. A report important enough to merit Redbeard's immediate attention. A full assault on the contested lands. This is dreadful. You need to tell him what you told me immediately. Can I become a hand? Hart Protus laughs. Remarkable. The pact faces a true crisis and you are looking for a new job. Your ambition glows with a mighty radiance. Still, this is not the time. Can I become a heart? Of course, all you need to do is provide years and years of difficult, skilled service and win the total trust of Redbeard. It's easy. How do I get to him? By receiving a rare honor. He gives you a necklace, a delicate silver chain with a yellow crystal dangling from it. This will give you passage through some of the less important gates. Guard that pass closely. Of course, you will need to return it when you resume your duties back at Rockridge Keep. Where is he? The stairway to Redbeard's tower is in the exact center of the main fortress. Go west from here to find the guest quarters. I've already asked Polis to set aside a modest apartment for you. Redbeard's tower is just to the north of that. Don't spend much time freshening up. Redbeard needs to hear all of this immediately. Now, excuse me. I need to do some immediate research on the contested lands. He waves you off. There is a steward wandering among the offices and quarters of the hands and hearts. He is an aging man, crisply dressed, the very picture of dignity. He gives you a little bow. I welcome you, honored visitor to Avadon. I am Polis. I will serve you when you desire. Tend to your needs. Deliver messages. Whatever it takes to ease your mind. Where are you from? I am from the Tawan Empire. I have been honored with this posting and I have been here for over 20 years. Through both good and very troubled times. The Tawan Empire, isn't that one of the Farlands? The Tawan Empire is the enemy of the pack, but I do not concern myself with politics. I exist to provide quality service. Do you know anything about the troubles Avadon has been facing? It has been a dark, bloody time. In the attack 2 years ago, I lost friends, both agents and servants. Some of the servants I had known since childhood. He manages to maintain his stoic resolve, but only with visible effort. Polis stands obtrusively off to the side. He seems calm and non-threatening, and yet he is ready to spring into action the moment you need something. What do you do here? I take care of the distracting needs of the hands, eyes, and hearts, so that they can focus on their work. How can you help me? I can provide food, clean linens, light, whatever your day-to-day needs require. These services are extended both to the agents of Avadon and our honored guests. I am hungry. Polis leaves for a minute. He soon returns with a mug of ale and some fresh bread. Will you need anything else? I need some clean linens. Polis leaves for a minute. He soon returns with an immaculately clean blanket, pillow, and towel. Will you need anything else? I need light for my chambers. Polis leaves for a minute. He soon returns with the candle. Will you need anything else? I don't need anything else. Alright, I will be here if you need me. Okay, the south bedroom is mine, it looks like. You find that the servants of Avadon have already set up quarters for you. Their efficiency is truly admirable. The butler Polis always lurks in the hallway outside, waiting to offer advice or deliver messages. He makes sure to approach you and say, "Welcome, Malik. I will make sure that you always have clean towels and lice-free blankets. Also, if anyone leaves a message for you, you can find out about it from me." Book is about the sack of Avadon. Linnaeus is a name given to all the known lands, surrounded by endless sea. The history of Linnaeus is the history of all living things. Nothing lies past the shore but ocean. Well, actually, there are legends of lands beyond the sea. Centuries ago, supposedly, some brave mariners departed and returned bearing proof of other lands far beyond. But that was long ago, and any such evidence is lost, if it ever existed, which almost assuredly didn't. There are other tales of mad mariners who tried to discover lands across the sea. they have never returned. The dominant power in Linnaeus is the Midlands Pact, more commonly known as the Pact. These 5 nations are located in the center of the continent. They stand united against the far lands, the many small, squabbling powers that occupy the outer peninsulas of Linnaeus. 2 years ago, in cycle 6313, the unthinkable occurred. The fortress of Avadon was attacked, aided by powerful traders inside the walls. A small band of skilled warriors, aided by a host of magical artifacts, raided the Black Fortress. A full and accurate list of traders within the Black Fortress is not known. All that is known for sure is that the attackers were allowed entry by Hart Miranda, one of Redbeard's oldest and most trusted advisors. The results of the attack are without dispute. Much of the fortress was burned. Many hands and eyes were killed. Irreplaceable records were destroyed. The stature of Avadon in the eyes of the Pact was massively damaged. Repairing the damage and replacing the loss are expensive and difficult tasks, and the resources necessary to complete them have not been allotted. Hamvar's council, long looking for an excuse to reduce the power and influence of Avadon, has been far less than helpful. Instead, they stand back as Avadon begins a slow slide into irrelevance. And Redbeard, master of the Black Fortress, continues to do what he can to live up to his oath, knowing full well that his lack of power and weakened reputation makes that task more difficult with every passing day. It is still unknown who sent the raiders. Okay, well, he wasn't wrong. He gave us an ale, candle, and some linens. And some bread, too. You're at the bottom of a tall, elegant stairway, a marble spire rising up through the air and through a hole in the ceiling. It leads to Redbeard's tower, where the infamous protector of the Pact resides. Though most of the wreckage of the attack on Avadon has been cleaned away, the debris and charring here has been left behind. A constant reminder in the heart of Avadon of what is at stake. This is the first floor of Redbeard's tower, where the Keeper of Avadon meets with the hands, eyes, and hearts, as well as the assorted diplomats, supplicants, and courtiers who come to ask for help or mercy. It is far quieter up here than downstairs. Being a loudmouth who irritates Redbeard can be very dangerous. His hall is to the east. Several people wait patiently outside his chambers, hoping that he will decide to spend a few minutes hearing petitions. He usually doesn't, especially in these chaotic times, but they wait anyway, for day after day. You step into Redbeard's audience chamber, the place where the Keeper of Avadon greets outsiders, and for the first time you lay eyes on the master of the Black Fortress, the man who has kept Linnaeus trembling in fear since decades before you were born. For a moment you aren't sure what is frightening. He is a huge man, immaculately dressed, but he is also pale and haggard. There are bags under his eyes, and his tunic shows signs of much recent wine consumption. When you enter, he sets down a goblet, wipes his mouth with a sleeve, grins, and waves you forward. What? Who is it? The soldier from the contested lands? Protus says you have a report to give. Step up and talk, and then I'll see what use I can make of you. As you walk across the hall to meet Redbeard, an astonishing transformation happens. His eyes clear. He straightens up. All signs of fatigue fade. When you reach him, he is Redbeard once again, the legendary, feared, ageless master of Avadon. Master of the Black Fortress for over 50 years, though he doesn't look a day over 30. A man with the power to send anyone in Linnaeus to their death, a power that has been used countless times. Ah, yes, a report from the provinces. You are... His eyes flick for an instant to a scroll in his lap. Malik, you witnessed a new attack in the contested lands. Tell me all. Redbeard listens to your entire harrowing tale with careful attention. He nods frequently, though he takes no notes. As he ponders your report, you get a better look at him. He is a massive man, over 6 feet tall and broad of shoulder. The hair and beard that are his namesake are, as expected, bushy and fiery red. The strangest thing is his mood. Despite the chaos inside and outside his fort, he seems strangely jolly when he talks to you. Interesting. Worrying. And based on your observation, how serious was this attack? Very serious. It requires immediate attention. The rebels working with humanoids, perhaps with other forces involved. I should say it is serious. The first attack was a disorganized, feeble thing. It will not stay that way. Is there anything else you want me to know about the attack? Commander Odell of Rockridge Keep constantly criticizes Avadon. I am aware of that, of course. I do not act against anyone who merely speaks against us. It is politically unwise. We lost a scout who was traveling with me, name of Silky. I am sympathetic. I remember being able to make attachments of people. However, he grows thoughtful. If you wanted to find what happened to the scout, perhaps I could give you enough power to make this possible. That is all. I thank you on behalf of the Pact. You have shown quite a bit of skill getting here. Courage, ingenuity. Yes, you do need to return to your post in the contested lands. I thought I might find a place here. Redbeard laughs with genuine pleasure. I love it when a young person sees an opportunity and leaps on it with vigor. Now we will see if your skills can match your ambition. Malik, I will offer you the rarest of honors. You are going to be a Hand of Avadon. Do I deserve this honor? I do not know. Your actions as a Hand of Avadon will show if you deserve it. I accept the honor. Your enthusiasm is noted. I only hope that you want to become a Hand for, shall we say, righteous reasons. There's only one more bit of business. What is that? He stands up straight and adopts an air of bemused self-righteousness. I, Redbeard, Keeper of Avadon and Defender of the Pact, offer you the honor of being a Hand of the Black Fortress. Do you swear to obey our orders and give all for the safety and security of the Pact? I do so swear. Redbeard nods, and for just a moment he looks old and tired again. Good to hear it. And after all the oathbreakers we have suffered, I hope to find one who truly means it. Now, I have a question for you. What is it? Some are chosen to serve the Pact, though they have very different ways to do it. Some serve me, some oppose me. But service is never the only reason, not with so much wealth and power available, eh? So tell me, and I assure you I have heard everything. What do you want here? Wealth and power sound good. He laughs. So you became a scout in the provinces. Well chosen. When you are here, you may well gain wealth and power, but they must be earned. I promise you that. Just don't be greedy. That is a path to the dungeons. I suppose, and that is all. I must return to my work. Where should I go then? Back to Hart Protus, and quickly. He will be your guide. Report to him for orders. He places his hand on your shoulder. Malik, this is a dark time. Join me. Fight for our people. He points at the two tomes in the corners of the room. Also, there are two foes I have a particular interest in hunting down. Miranda and Deleuze. Those books describe them. It is unlikely you will meet them, but if you do, you should be prepared. Then one of the hearts comes in, her arms full of maps and scrolls, and he returns to work. As you leave the room, you look back. Redbeard's strength has already faded, and he looks weary and tired once again. Alright, that one's about Deleuze. This one's about Miranda. Report Miranda. Miranda, formerly known as Heart Miranda, is a former Heart of Avadon and advisor to Redbeard. She betrayed the Black Fortress and enabled raiders to gain entry, enabling the sack of Avadon. She fled the fortress during the attack and has not been seen since. Miranda is believed to be plotting further assaults on Avadon and its servants, and is to be considered as extremely dangerous. All hands and eyes are instructed to watch for her and take all reasonable risks to bring her to justice or destroy her. This is a private internal report for the Fortress of Avadon. Sharing its contents with outsiders will be savagely punished. In Cycle 6312, a series of savage attacks on the eyes and hands of Avadon began. Many loyal servants of Avadon were destroyed in these attacks. Investigations by hands have since indicated that the attacks were organized by someone named Deleuze, a citizen of the Taiwan Empire. Deleuze is also suspected to have caused the sack of Avadon. However, all attempts to locate Deleuze have come to naught. Some question if Deleuze does, in fact, exist. If he does exist, he is a dangerous foe to Avadon, and his efforts may cause real damage to the pack. All hands and eyes are instructed to watch for him and take all reasonable risks to learn more about him, and, if possible, destroy this dangerous Farlander. This is a private internal report for the Fortress Avadon. Sharing its contents with outsiders will be savagely punished. Okay. We can explore the rest of this upper half later and talk to some more people, but let's go ahead and head back down for now. You return to speak with Hart Protus. He is still working through the piles of reports and orders on his desk. In the pack, the more influential you are, the more paper they give you to poke at. Hart nods to you. What do you need of me? A hand, Malik? Speak quickly. Redbeard has made me a hand. You are to send me back to the contested lands. Of course. Redbeard sent word of your new job. Congratulations. Before I send you back, however, I want to give you the resources of Avadon, so that you do not suffer the fate of so many hands before you. You have met Kalita, Yannick, Yoshiria, and Dedrick. They are available to aid you when you return. I recommend that you do not return to the war zone alone. There is also a Tinker Mage who might be helpful to you. His name is Alkander. Go introduce yourself to him. And that reminds me, unexpected honors are being heaped upon you today. He takes your yellow crystal and replaces it with a blue one. This will greatly expand how much of the Black Fortress you can explore. How will they aid me? For most missions, when you depart, you may take 2 of them with you. Your choice. Most hands, when on missions, travel in groups of 3. The others will train and work on other tasks in your absence. Are my companions in the Black Fortress now? He consults the roster. They are. While you are in Avadon, you can speak with them. They may have learned things that will help you. Tell me about Alkander. He frowns. He is from my homeland of Darram, but he does not share my helpful disposition. A skilled Tinker Mage, but difficult. Go west from here and you will find him in the main storeroom. Protus makes a note on your map. Okay, so let's go ahead and train them then. Alright, so strength. Dexterity. Level that again. Now, in the last Avadon game, I leveled the Shadow Walker companion on this path, but I feel like this path wasn't really that great to use at times. So for this one, I am going to go this route instead. So yeah. Locksmith reduces the number of lockpicks that are required whenever your group attempts to pick a lock or disarm a trap. Makes attacks against mines and turrets far more effective. Delivers a nasty blow to one foe and causes attacks to be weaker for a short time. Steel Discipline gives a 5% per level backstab bonus to melee attacks against a foe with another one of your allies next to it. Makes your Razor Disc attacks more likely to hit and do more damage. So there's that. And for our Shaman, we'll do that. And that. Okay. Revive Servant summons the power of nature to heal damage suffered by your pet. Summons the power of nature to heal one ally. Increase your health by 4% per level. Creates a rain of poison mist, damaging everyone in an area. So we will do those. Alright, let's go meet our other companion here, though. There is a middle-aged man in this huge storeroom, rocking around with a clipboard and taking an inventory of the supplies. Oddly, he is no servant. He is clearly a Dorami, and he wears the tool belt of a Tinker Mage. When you approach, he turns to face you. You see the insignia of a hand on his shoulder. He says, "Ah, a fellow hand, come to join me in the pits. To what do I owe this honor?" "I'm looking for someone named Alcander." "Well, you have found him. Alcander the pathetic, the annoying, who is only suitable to count bricks and bales of hay. What do you want? Fresh fruit?" He jerks his thumb to the south. "I think a few boxes are that way." "You seem angry." "Of course I am. Pulled from my home, conscripted, helping my family to obtain influence, wealth, the benefits of my inventions. Yanked here without recourse for a life sentence in this dungeon. Yes, I am vexed. I'm a conscript too. Of course, pulled away from your old life for a death sentence in this tomb. I share your anger, and if you are not angry, you are a fool. Helping your family is important to you? There is nothing more important. It was all robbed from me and mine with a single word from Redbeard. So why are you in this storeroom?" "Punishment. They won't let me touch a device, work a tool, until I promise to smile and obey and be a good little slave." He shouts, "I'd rather die. Hear that, Protus?" Then he gives you a smile. An improvement, if obviously fake and unreassuring. "Of course, if a hand took me from here for a mission, I wouldn't mind the variety. You aren't worried about punishment?" He shouts, "Punish me! Right out my brain in the dungeons like poor, pathetic Kalita. I won't give in." "A mission?" "Yes, you're the new hand, right? Malik. New in the pack's good work in the contested land. Lots of chance for wealth and influence out there. I would be happy to fight by your side for my fair share." "You are after wealth and influence?" "Of course, all hands are, whether they admit it or not. Only advantage of being a hand. Take advantage of it, or you are a fool. Take me and treat me fair, and I will serve you well. I am very skilled. If I wasn't, they wouldn't have conscripted me. I will consider taking you." Alcander nods. "Wise. You don't need to like me. I don't care if you like me. I'm skilled and powerful and honest. I'll annoy you, but I'll keep you alive. Anything else you want to know?" Alcander can now travel with you when you leave Avadon. Tinker Mages have a variety of powerful spells, and they can create turrets that damage your foes and heal or bless your allies. Of course, I have a Tinker Mage already as my main player character, so I think for this playthrough I'll just focus on the other ones. So yeah, that's pretty much how I'm gonna run it. Alright. We'll level this. Level this again. I mean, you pretty much know how a Tinker Mage works, so you all know how that works, so we'll just level those up. I think the one companion I'm always going to take on my missions, so will be Kalita, though, because she seems the most interesting, and she was with us from the get-go, so I would be very down to take her the most, much like how I took Nathalie on every single mission I did in the first one. I have met Alcander. Excellent. Now all you need are supplies, and I can tell you where to go to get them. Then you can go back to the contested lands. Alright, what else do I need to do before I can return to the contested lands? All that remains is to send you to the quartermaster Smith Dumont. He will help you get supplies for your journey. In addition, I want him to provide you with your first scarab. He makes a note on your map. The quartermaster is in the smithy south of your quarters. He will give me supplies? No. Redbeard's orders are that all equipment beyond the most basic must be rationed. However, if you can provide Avadon resources, Smith Dumont can make sure that you gain something in return. Scarabs? Powerful magic that we of Avadon hoard all to ourselves. He bears a small part of its chest. You see a gold jewel scarab there. Its legs are embedded in its flesh. Disturbing, perhaps, but with great benefits. Okay, while I'm here, though, I'll go ahead and equip some of my other people. Speaking of equipping. I guess I'll put on the short sword now. Give another short sword to... steel short sword to Yoshiria. I guess we can give this to him. And Alkindor actually leveled up with that somehow, so... Okay, so this leveled up, we'll level this again. Since I won't be running a Tinkermate Age as another companion, I am curious to see what this path will be. I didn't really explore in the first game the second path of the other Blade Master. We can go ahead and do it here, so let's do that. Although I feel like the turret path is very strong anyways, but yeah, let's go ahead and just run that. See what that's like. In the meantime, we will head over to Smith Dumont. And oh nice, he actually has a portrait now. Right here. This chamber is a small, crowded smithy. The air is hot and full of ash. Multiple chimneys suck the smoke out of the fortress to keep it from wafting down the halls. There is a lone smith manning the forge. He is a short, stocky man with a deeply tanned complexion. You suspect that he is from the Cava. He grimaces as you enter. Welcome, Malik. Hart Pro has told me you might be stopping by. I'm Smith Dumont. He reaches out to shake your hand. As he does, his glove pulls away from his hand, revealing that it has been branded with a T. Hart Pro has sent me to see you. Of course he did. I am the quartermaster whether I want to be or not. I can trade with you, of course, but I suspect he wants me to tell you about scarabs. He probably wants me to give you a scarab. I only have one at the moment, but you are welcome to it. Trade with me? I'm a hand of Avadon. True, but that doesn't mean you get handouts. Even before things grew difficult for us, hands were meant to justify their keep by bringing supplies and materials back to the keep. A scarab? Yes, a scarab. He removed a piece of jewelry from a pouch. It is, indeed, a small metal scarab on a thin chain. Its 6 legs end in needle points. This is Avadon magic. Powerful. Only we can use it. Legs look sharp. Of course, you wear it under your armor. The legs dig in, and the magic goes deep within your being. Don't wince. Many in the far lands would kill for the power they bring. What sort of power do they give? They can make you stronger or faster. They can give you magical powers. Scarabs will sustain you no matter how far you get from Avadon or how many foes attack you. I should know, I've made many of them. I'll take the scarab. He hands it to you reverently. There it is. When you wear it, it grabs on. Nobody can steal it. However, you can only take it off or put it on in the safety of Avadon. Anywhere else, it won't let itself be stolen. And a warning. Don't wear too many. You need to be strong to withstand their power. They give, but they also take. You can return to Protus now. You start out being able to equip one scarab. You can equip one more for each 7 levels you gain. You can only equip or remove them when on the main floor of Avadon. I want to trade with you. Alright, I think I have sorted through everything enough to trade properly. I have arms and weapons, supplies, and scarabs. I would like to sell something. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these in the junk bag then. I mean, we could sell them right in our inventory, but still. I want to buy arms and armor. Avadon has access to the finest weaponry and supplies. However, it doesn't just hand them out. All hands have to earn quality equipment. Okay, so I much rather would get equipment through dungeons and all that, but if you want to buy them, you can. We'll definitely take a lockpick though, and potions of health. I'm not worried about the other potions for the time being. I want to buy scarabs. Ooh, the ability to heal oneself. Yeah, we'll take that. I don't need anything else. Alright, since you don't need anything else, can I get back to work? I'd like to know more about you. You would? He absentmindedly scratches the back of his right hand, where you saw the T brand earlier. I hear you have been fighting near the Cava. I suppose I can give a few words in defense of my people. I'm from the Cava. I came here to use my skills to serve the pack. It is a great honor that Redbeard took us in. Were you here when Avadon was assaulted? I was. I survived by hiding in the dungeons. Jailers and I had a fight to survive, but only a few of the attackers went down there. None of them survived to escape. Tell me about the Cava. It is a harsh land, but beautiful. Your time there may have given you a bad impression. Do not let its roughness distract you. There is such beauty there. My family is there, and I am glad for them. Tell me about them. I would rather not. Suffice it to say that they are well, growing, moving on. What do you think of the contested lands? Nothing. Redbeard has told us very clearly that Avadon must not take sides in that dispute. Even if Cava citizens had occupied those lands for many years before the Black Age. How did you get that T brand? His back stiffens. I do not discuss it. And, were I you, I would learn to be a little more polite when dealing with those in Avadon. You can't afford to make enemies. Smith Dumont continues to work in the smithy. He divides his time between repairing blades and plate armor and inventorying the few goods that have been sent to Avadon. Okay, so we already talked to him, though. Okay, honestly, I know he gave us a true sight scarab. Oh, first let me get rid of these daggers I have. If I can find a place to put them. Because I don't need these daggers anymore. We'll just put them on the ground over here. Okay, I know he gave me the True Sight Scare for a hit chance as a starter one, but I do like the ability to heal oneself, so we'll put that on. And why don't we give this one to Kalita instead? Because I feel like my Tinker Mage is gonna take a bunch of damage otherwise. Okay. I have been to the quartermaster and received the scarab, yes? Good. Scarabs are rare and precious, but if you do a few judicious favors for people in Avadon, you might be able to obtain more. At last, I can tell you your mission. What is my mission in the contested lands? Redbeard has surprised us all by deciding to act quickly and decisively. We need to take the fight to the Wild Realm rebels. Their results, as best as we can tell, are disorganized. This gives us a chance to find an opening and do real damage to them. First, however, we need knowledge. We know too little about who they are or where they are hiding. We have spoken to Commander Odell of Rockridge Keep. He has found the location of an abandoned rebel lair. We want a Hand of Avadon to be the first person to explore it. Why is it a surprise that Redbeard is acting quickly? I'm sorry, I obviously misspoke. I will not say anything that criticizes the honored keeper of Avadon. So what exactly should I do? Use the portal you arrived at and return to Rockridge Keep. Report to Commander Odell. He will tell you where the abandoned hideout is. Go there, learn what you can, and report your knowledge to Commander Odell. Then return to me. So I follow Commander Odell's orders. No, you are a Hand of Avadon now. You report to us, Handbar's Council, and nobody else. Commander Odell is well known for his lack of respect for Avadon. Tolerate no insolence. Handbar's Council? The council that rules the pack, occupied by representatives of the 5 pack nations. Avadon answers only to them, as confused and ineffectual as they are. And if Commander Odell doesn't obey me, you will have to do the best you can. Odell has many friends and much influence. Avadon will deal with them in time, when we have regained our strength. Redbeard told you that Commander Odell of Rockridge Keep has an idea of where some of the Wild Realm rebels may have been hiding. A wretched lair west of the keep. You need to travel to that lair to investigate. Use the portal, return to Rockridge Keep, and report your mission to Commander Odell. just taking a few coins here. Hanvar's Council. The 5 states of the Midlands Pact are fiercely independent. They have their own cultures, beliefs, and goals. And, to be frank, they don't generally like each other. The alliance is highly productive, but it does not come from love. The Pact states mostly see to their own affairs. They have their own laws, taxes, and so on. The business of the Pact itself is run by Hanvar's Council. This body has 16 members. Each nation of the Pact chooses and sends 3, and these 15 in turn select a leader, called the Imperator. The Council and the Imperator in particular speak for the Pact as a whole. Hanvar's Council decides what the 5 states will contribute to the Pact in wealth and warriors. It commands the Legion and the Mariners, the army and navy of the Pact as a whole. It resolves many disputes between the 5 member states. It decides how to deal with the far lands and when one of them should be crushed. Again. And Hanvar's Council selects the Master of Avadon. Though once the Master is chosen, the Council is subject to Avadon's rulings. Of course, a wise Master will not anger the Council overmuch. Hanvar's Council has met continuously during the entire existence of the Pact. Of course, during the Civil War of the Pact of the Black Age, the Council was powerless. Its words were ignored. Now the Council is strong, and those who mock it or ignore its words risk attracting the attention of Avadon. Okay. Okay, too complicated to pick the lock here. Same here. Remember in, okay, so this is the workshop of Avadon. It is choked with expensive and complicated equipment, ready to forge magical items, turrets, mines, and anything else the mad researchers here can dream up. In an alcove at the west end of the workshop, you see the centerpiece of the chamber, a huge glowing anvil. An old man walks around it, lost in thought. He mutters to himself, oblivious to how insane it makes him seem. Craftmaster Nicodemus has several young assistants. They do simple crafts, help him to test his inventions and try to avoid being accidentally incinerated. You notice that his helpers spend most of their time in this half of the workshop. Whenever Nicodemus looks for a helper or one of his turrets shows any signs of doing anything at all, they vanish into the shadows. Okay. There is an old Daramite puttering around the laboratory. He shuffles around, staring at the floor, muttering his grand plans for new creations and inventions. You note that when he maneuvers close to his assistants, they rapidly find a new place to be. Then he notices you. He runs over to you, grinning. You get a good look at all the little scars and pits on his arms and face, caused by countless misbehaving experiments. You are Malik, yes, a new visitor, who travels out in the dangerous lands. Craftmaster Nicodemus, researcher and defender of Avadon. I can help you, and you can help me too. Tell me more about your work. I am the Craftmaster of Avadon. When enchanted weaponry and gadgets need to be created and maintained, it is up to me. Redbeard gave me the honor 9 decades ago, and I do my best to live up to it. Now that Avadon is under constant threat of attack, it is very important for me to be focused. You've served 9 decades here? Why, yes, he does a quick mental count. No, that's not right. A long time, though. This is a huge workshop. Avadon is a huge place with a huge job. You have a lot of assistants. I do, though I can never find them when I need them. That is why for most of my challenging fire-based work, I prefer to rely on infernals. Infernals? Yes, tricky to bind, but once they are compelled, they are quite handy. Just please keep a safe distance from them. No matter how much I feed them, they are always hungry. Yes, hungry. Oh, so hungry. Craftmaster Nicodemus is constantly edging away from me, wanting to pace around and think up new glorious ideas. Then he remembers manners. What else do you need, Malik? I am always working on the defenses of Avadon, but I love to aid his servants as well. How do you defend Avadon? Magic, bound into physical objects. They kept me safe when Avadon was attacked. Yes, using spells, rituals, and great care. Not like the mindless toys the Tinker Mages turn out. What did you do when Avadon was attacked? I holed up in my workshop, concealed and protected by my devices. And while my assistants and I hid, I swore that if we survived, I would do everything I could to improve the defense of the Black Fortress. The raid was a humiliation. It must never happen again. You don't care for Tinker Mages? Hacks. Amateurs. They shame the good name of proper Doramite magic crafting. That is why I've been working on turrets and mines of my own to show them how it is properly done. And how is that going? I have had no successes and the failures have been somewhat catastrophic. I will continue my efforts. Now, where do my assistants go? What can you do for me? I'm glad you asked. First, I can help you to use runestones to augment items. Go on. He points at the large glowing anvil in the west alcove of the workshop. When you find a gemstone with a rune on it, you can use it to make your weapons and armor more powerful. Put them on that altar together to bind the runestone's power into the item. He takes a runestone out of his pocket and hands it to you. You can use that for practice. What else should I know about that? There are many sorts of known runestones. Using one destroys a runestone, and once an item is augmented, it is permanent. You can't change the enchantment with a different runestone. But that is not all I can do for you. I can also use unique supplies you find on your travels for my research. How does that help me? This research often results in the creation of new, handy forms of magical equipment. If you can bring me something rare and unique that helps me to invent something helpful, I will give you the first one I make. Can you do anything else for me? As if all that was not enough, well, finally, I always need more mundane raw materials. And for those, I need money. You can buy my less helpful creations. And yes, that is all I can do for you. Can you craft any new items for me? Of course, if you have found rare and unique materials, all I will need is the item in question and 500 coins for my expenses. I don't have anything for you right now. Oh, I am disappointed. I always hope for... Sorry, what were we talking about again? Let me see the items you are willing to trade away. The items Nicodemus has for sale are generally quite useful. Not extremely powerful, but the sort of thing that can be very useful for a hand on the road. And like I said, I can always use lockpicks, so we'll do that. He does have a steel razor disc we could also bought too, but that was all I need for now. Nicodemus nods and turns away without a word of goodbye. He shuffles off, muttering something about a new, exciting design for turrets. Craftmaster Nicodemus spends his time in a workshop in the southeast corner of Avadon. He has offered his aid to you. If you can find any particularly useful or rare crafting materials in your travels, bring them to Nicodemus. He might be able to make useful items out of them. Okay. There is a large workshop at the bottom of the stairway. It is built over a natural fumarole, one of several that provide Avadon with heat and energy. It is infernally hot and breathing hurts a lot. This special workshop is staffed by two infernals, the only sort of creature that can work in this environment for long without dying. One of them sees you. It doesn't immediately attack, but it lets out a long, angry snarl. Infernals aren't known for their friendliness. Getting too close might infuriate them. Okay, we might as well just stay out of here then. Okay, and with that in mind, we can explore the rest of Avadon in the next part. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here, but I'll see you all in the next part of Let's Play.